Formula 1 returns to the Principality following a year off from the calendar. A track which in the past has brought many unique winners due to the tight overtaking opportunities and limited overtaking opportunities on the circuit. And this race is also the first of the two wildcard point races for this season, where each team and driver will score points, so even if a driver crashes out on lap 1, turn 1, they'll still come away with a point for their efforts. And also any driver in the 20 car field could take the point for fastest lap. And with rain expected for qualifying, there could be a major spanner in the works for all the major top players. Ferrari though weren't expecting to feature too much around this weekend. They're focusing more on long run pace. They know the ability of their drivers Vettel and Leclerc to drag the car up in the wet qualifying. Just focusing more on keeping the track position when they have when the race takes place at night also for the first time. Williams though also look to be struggling somewhat but have a better pace than what they had at Italy and finally look to be getting back on track with their car, with both drivers once again targeting a points finish, maybe even the podium come the end of the race. Red Bull were coming into this race as early favourites, but it didn't look like they had the massive advantage that everyone was thinking that they would, with Max Verstappen only managing 5th fastest on the long run pace. That wasn't looking too much better either when it came to a one lap pace. Josh Cherry though was struggling to get grips with Alfa Romeo as he tagged the wall through the chicane out of the tunnel, just like he did there back in 2015 in the Lotus, in a race which had mixed fortunes for him, but at least he could carry on without any major damage to his Alfa Romeo car. Haas though looked to be a major spanner in the works, with the cars putting out a surprising turn of pace, with both Colin Herta and Lance Stroll inside the top 12 in all 3 of the practice sessions. The team could sneak a few points in this race. Hey guys, Renner here. Welcome back to the UniONE career, this time for the Monaco Grand Prix, for the first time ever, a night race here at the Principality. You know, they had a year off on the calendar as improvements were being made to the track to come back here for 2019. Also bring this race also at night for the very first time. And we have Mick Schumacher there starting from P8, so not the greatest qualifying, a little bit of qualifying was in the wet. And here we have the torso of Nico Kari down in P18, so I think the Finn would be expecting better from the qualifying session. But now if you look at the front of the grid, that is a Haas on pole position. Colton Herta, the young American, the rookie, takes his first ever pole position, finessing the entire field. You've got Magnussen in P2, our teammate, and you've got the other Haas of Lance Stroll in P3. And both Haases had some amazing pace this weekend, and it looks like that's going to carry over. They carried over into qualifying, but maybe they can carry it on in the race. Then we have the usual contenders in P4 of Kvyat and Hamilton, with Kubica in P6, Verstappen disappointingly only in 7th place. The Red Bull not showing the pace everyone thought it would. They had a Mick Schumacher with Harriento and Russell running off the top 10. And top 10 also all choosing to start on the soft tyres because it is the one-stop race on the second. They were looking to try and pull away from everyone else. Then you got Leclerc, the home favourite, down in 11th place, doing something different, starting on the mediums, along with Vettel, both Ferraris out in Q2. They weren't expecting too much pace, with Vettel and with Norris the 13th. Then the two Renaults on hard tyres of Verne and Hulkenberg, and Albon and Kobayashi also struggling out in Q1. We've got Kari in 18th as we saw, with ourselves down in P19 and Gasly at the back. Yeah, we couldn't really get to grips. I mean, we know we're not much of a qualifier this season, especially in the Alfa Romeo. We can't really get to grips with the car over one lap, especially in the wet. I have not been good in the wet so far this season, as we've seen back in Japan, where I was crashing basically everywhere in the practice. Managed to get it together for the race though, but I'm just looking that it kind of like dried out. But P19, well, the only way is up. We're in a points position now anyway, so there's still some positives to take from starting on the back row of the grid, although not many really. Now coming to the further lights for the start of the Monaco Grand Prix. Lights down, away we go. There's a very short hold. Magnussen's got a great one there on the outside line, of course on the racing line. Down into turn 1, going to be side by side still between everyone. We're going to go for a dive inside line with the Taros, who's going to take you 3 wide here at the back. And try and squeeze out one of them, at least try and make a position, or at least stay where we are. They managed to make them in, but the other Taros say we have to back out. I really do not want to go side by side through Casino up here. Now then, everything else there going around the outside line. A few battles there going through. We've got Kobayashi and Albon going side by side. This is very disappointing qualifying because Albon going to go for that inside line. The Taros going to try and catch them napping. Try to squeeze away up the inside line of Nico Kari, I think that is, and we just get stuck there behind Kobayashi, and Albon just manages to actually defend well from Kobayashi. We know he's not afraid to make an overtake or two. And we've got our teammate K-Mag now leading the Grand Prix. This is exactly what we need. He's already pulling a gap over Colin Herter. I mean, he took his first ever pole position. But K-Mag, he's a bit more experienced than what Colin Herter is. I mean, not ultimately too much more experienced because he's only one season in Formula 1. But he definitely he's got to show that raw pace, that raw aggression. That's why Alfa Romeo signed him and why they signed him early as well, because he's our teammate for next season. And he's also now our teammate for this current season as well. Well, for the remainder of these races. Although in the P18s we've made a place off the start. When was the last time I actually gained a place or maintained a position off the start? It's not been for a long time. But now then, round the back up to the front of you now, it's still our teammate K-Mag leading the way. He's pulling a massive gap over Colin Herter already. So the Hasses, they look strong and they managed to finesse everyone in qualifying, but it seems the Alfa Romeo is a faster car. I mean, the Alfa's a faster car than the Haas anyway. The Haas along with the Toro Rosso are probably the worst cars on the grid, so the Haas being where they are now, they're going to score a massive amount of points, and this race is critical for them in their battle with Toro Rosso and also with Renault as well, in the fight for 8th place in the Constructors. And we've got Stroll there once again doing a madness with his defending job, although he has been overtaken by Danny Kvyat. So Kvyat, I mean, he won this race in 2016, so he's been a previous master of Monaco before. So there's definitely an opportunity there for Kvyat, also since he's the lead of the championship contenders as well. So there's definitely a chance for him to close the gap, although with the points being a lot closer in this race, it's still, even if he does have a good result, where Schumi and Hamilton Collier are still going to be getting some good points themselves as well. Now we're starting to pull away already from the two Toro Rosso, so yeah, the two with the blue cars really not doing too good so far. I mean, Toro Rosso, I mean, they've had a good few past races, but the Monaco circuit never really has been something to say their car. I mean, it is a downforce heavy circuit, so a team like Toro Rosso, they're going to be sort of near the back around this a circuit like this anyway. And now we can get a nice the circuit, the Monaco circuit at night, really, honestly, it looks really good. I mean, it was a bit questionable with how the lighting would work as K-Mag puts for the fastest lap, not surprised really. Since it is the second lap of the race, anyone crosses the line is going to go a lot faster than what they did on the first lap, or at least to expect that anyway. But now on to lap 3, 11 seconds quicker than what we were on the previous lap. That shows how much time you'd lose, especially when you're at the back here bunched up. But now we're going to stay on board in this entire lap now. Monaco at night. I mean, there were some questions over this. I mean, they were planning it for an entire year while improvements were being made to the track as well to facilitate this Monaco race at night. And with all the street lighting as well, the lights and all that, it's actually working out really well. The visibility, of course, that would have been the obvious concern. And you can see perfectly fine. So pretty much like we did when we at Bahrain and Singapore, when that used to be in that race, although it was like an evening race this year. Now then coming through into the tunnel section. The tunnel is the only corner a bit of this track which is actually going to be brighter than what it is during the ride, because through the day the tunnel here doesn't usually have the lights on, so you usually get blinded by the light when you come out of the tunnel here, but everything's going to be the same. Down to the tunnel and then into the chicane. You see this group of cars now. Also we've got Kobayashi and Albon. And they're all being held up then by the two Renaults in front of something on the hard side, so Renault trying something very, very different in this race. I mean, we know they're not upgrading that car now for the remainder of the season. So they're going to have to try and do something on the strategy, try and make something work. Because I mean, they're going to get points regardless anyway, so I mean, with the Hasses being where they are, I'm sure that wasn't in the Renault game plan coming into this weekend. That's lap 4, we're still once again improving our lap times, but as we get stuck up here behind the Renaults, that's not going to last for much longer, really. Now, on to lap 7, nothing's changed, as is the case with Monaco. You're still behind the car for a lot of laps. I think it was back in 2001, Coulthard spent like 30 laps still behind one of the Arrows cars, one of the slowest cars on the grid back then, so yeah, overtaking is not it is a luxury around the circuit, but it's not something a luxury you get all too often, especially with these wider cars now as well, which we've had since 2017. Doesn't really help around the circuit either. But now we can get a good run here on Kobayashi and go for a dive on the inside line here, on the Japanese driver, going to catch him napping, and find a way on the inside line. Of course we're on the medium tyre, so now 7 laps into the race, our tyres are going to start coming into their working range now. Clearly, was definitely not expecting that. Now he's going to come with pressure there from Colin Herter now on the run down into turn 1. Herter just hasn't got the speed of that Honda engine either. And I think just with the Toro Rosso car in general, of course, everyone's going to be running maximum downforce settings, so that Toyota, the engine power is going to be coming into clutch there for Kamui. And now then Albon. Is this quite for us? Because I mean, this is going to be his first time in a Formula 1 car around here at Monaco. But he would have had the F2 race in 2018 to have around here. Actually, no, they wouldn't have, because the F2 never actually happened here last year because the Monaco race wasn't even on the calendar. So yeah, Albon's first time around this circuit as well, I think. So yeah, pretty much. I mean, that does actually just show why he was struggling a little bit. Now we're still stuck in his data, because even with how slow you go around this track, really, the clutch facility, the dirty air is obviously always going to be a factor, and these two runners have absolutely no pace whatsoever. Yeah, you can't even see the car in front of these two runners, they're that far in front. The hard tyres really are working, they really were a disgusting tyre, and pretty much that's the only reason why no one else is actually on the tyre, because it's a wet session, so you can get whatever tyres you want. Like, I mean, they're going to go for another dive on the inside line catch. Albon napping now. The rookie is still in only his 15th, 16th race in Formula 1. Not quite sure which race number this is. Now it's going to be the other runner down into turn 1 now. Now behind the two runners. This is exactly where we need to be now. And we get the run out the corner. So up now P16. We've got the Hulk there in the Renault in front of us. Now is the next car we're going to have to try and overtake now. We're nearly a third of the way through this race already. And look, only a few places. I mean, the Alfa is not the fastest car in the world around this, definitely in this season. There's definitely much quicker cars than us. But it's definitely quicker than the Renaults. Well, I'll be saying it though. I did just overtake two cars which on paper are better cars than us, but Monaco is the driver's circuit. I mean, if you put Lewis Hamilton or Daniel Kvyat or Schuby in the Toro Rosso, they'd probably still be somewhere inside the top 10. So this track is where the driver makes a difference more than the car. And then when we used to have 30 cars, if there is ever a place you could qualify a crap car, it was Monaco. And we are all over the back here of Hulk. So we're losing a little bit of time now, but they're going to get a little bit of a slider, so we can't make it to there. Get a horrible compromise line there, going to get the casual doing a power slide. So that's definitely not what you want to do, try and make an overtake, or at least think about even making an overtake on a car. On to lap 12, a few laps further on. Now, surprise, surprise, nothing's actually happened. A bit of a lockout there from Hulk, but now we've started to close back in on the pack of cars in front. Because now then, as their soft tyres and that start to go off now as our teammate K-Mag into the pits, I think he was still leading the Grand Prix, so K-Mag's having an absolute world of the time in the first 12 laps, nearly 13 of this race. And now then, in from the softs onto a set of medium tyres. And he's going to come back out now. He goes back, he doesn't get held up, he's still got Daniel Kvyat there in the Mercury angle. That could be Russell, can't quite tell though from this camera angle which of those that was. Now there go two riders, and there we go now. We go ahead then of our teammate K-Mag. Well, he's got to cut the corner for the first corner. But he still comes out behind us though, so now Kevin Magnussen, the effective race leader, is now the car that's behind his position now. So now, what are the teams doing now? Because we're all over the back of the runners. I feel like I can make a move on Hulkenberg now to be onto this lap.
K-Mag behind, so let him pass, then defend from the pack behind. The more you can hold these guys up, the better it'll be for us later in the race.
So the team and K-Mag obviously have made their choice. I mean, I can understand that decision. K-Mag is effectively 20 seconds in front of us. I need to make a move on these Renaults though, because they're really screwing up my race. They're going so slowly on the hard tyre that they are catching up to the pack now. And I'm still behind the Renaults. I'm still all over the Hulkenberg through this third sector. I've always been strongest through here. And through here is really where I have to make a run here on Hulkenberg. I have to make something work. Yeah, we get a great run though through chicane, going now into the final few corners. We go for a move on the inside line from Raskas. We go for around the outside line, so switch that line to the inside line. But Hulkenberg defends that well. Now they're around the final corner, down the start finish straight, can we use the speed of the Alfa Romeo engine. The Alfa Romeo, the Ferrari engine in the back of this Alfa Romeo. Going on the run now down into turn 1 now, so we're have to lane through. I have my chance to get past Hulk now. Got to play the team game now. Think about the team, because we could be on for our third win of the season as a team. And K-Mag still leads this race effectively. But now it's going to be my job to hold up this guy. The Master of Monaco from 2016, Danny Kvyat, in that Mercedes. Yeah, it's been all about working now to honestly, I qualified in 19th place. I'm still going to score points wherever I finish. I'm racing for the good of the team this time. I mean, I always have been a team player. We're currently into P7, so P6 was where we were. So the 6 cars in front of us which haven't stopped yet, put it that way. And those are the 6 cars, they're the ones that I'm racing. And so you're already pulling away. They're slowing down a little bit, because not doing too much to be classified as illegal blocking. But just slow down a little bit off the power, and just let Magnussen slowly pull away, because the 2 yellow cars in front, they're going to be going a long way into the race anyway, so yeah, there's no point really fighting them too much yet, especially with Kano right there. I don't want to put too much pressure on my teammate. You don't definitely want to force him to make a mistake. He's the one who needs to be making these moves though. He needs to be clearing these Renault cars. There we go, a little bit so I go for a very wide line and taking all the obstructing lines here that I can legally, because and taking my lines around the circuit. Maybe I'll just change my line midway through the race. And Kvyat, though, down the style finish straight has absolutely no answer to me. And if I can just keep myself in front through there, then I should be alright. Also lap 19, things still unsurprisingly haven't changed, but although Vern's coming into the pits very early. Why is Vern in the pits? He's on the hard side. He could have gone so far into this race. He must have had a slow puncture or something. He must have run over some debris. And that's absolutely ruined the race there for the Frenchman. I mean, he could have gone to a set of the super soft tyres, got a fastest lap point, and probably done something to try and make his way back through the order and all. Now the Frenchman, that is home from home Grand Prix. Because since we do have a French Grand Prix, and being a Frenchman, this is like a second home race for him. He's going to have a lot of clean air there, so he's going to be getting an undercut on these cars around him. So I mean, there is that at least, but it's definitely not going to be the undercut that he was hoping for. And now then moving onto the end of that lap, and Hawkins to the pit as well. Have both the runners run over the same piece of debris? Something fell off Vern's car, and because these two were so close together, they both ran over it. I think they must have. I mean, either way, it's going to have to be a set of medium sizes all for Hulk. And then you've got one of the Toro Rosso there in the pit, and the Toro Rosso is most likely on the medium compounded tyres. You've got McLaren there, did the same, Lando Norris. All the medium tyre runners are just pitting right now. Renault have absolutely screwed themselves over. I mean, they must have run over a debris or something, maybe a drain cover, although that would probably have a lot more of effect, probably would have took the wheels off the cars. But both the Renaults have picked up some kind of tyre damage for both of them to pit within a lap of each other, and pit way earlier than what they should have been doing. But that though, that leaves our teammate K-Mag now back into the and now lead on the race, and we're still staying out in P2. We've got the wingman job for this race. And we've got Daniel Kvyat still behind us in P3, unable to make any kind of offence on us. And we've got Herta in fourth, he'll be in a net podium position still. And he's still holding off the Williams of Kubica. I'm pretty sure Kubica's putting the request to get past, but Colin Herta around Monaco fighting for his first ever podium. And these two, they've got history. Herta might even be replacing Kubica at Williams for next season, so he's not going to want to give that up. And we have Stroll, he's still doing a good defensive job, he's dropped back a few places now. He's holding up Max Verstappen. Alright, this is going to be the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. Verstappen, we know what kind of overtakes he can make. Stroll, we know how good he is at defending, so those two might end up taking each other out of the race. And then we've got all the other main cars. We've got to do Ferrari there on hard tyres, so the Ferrari tyre wear seems to not be too great. I mean, because they could say how long they're going to a set of soft, but going a bit conservative in this race. And then we've got the Toro Rosso. I think it stopped, and also ahead then of Alex Albon. And we got the Toyota of Kobayashi. These two having an absolute mare of a time. Not as much though as Pierre Gasly, who's an absolute no man's land. He must have some kind of car issue to be this far behind everyone else, including his teammate. Now it's lap 27. As you can see, well, you can't see him, but K-Mag's absolutely disappeared. My tyres are absolutely shot by this point. I mean, to leave it, I'm doing everything I can to make this car as slow as possible, just to defend from Daniel Kvyat. Going for late on the brakes, we almost missed the chicane, just about managed to get his hand, and then once again, the compromised line costing Daniel Kvyat and the pack behind even more time. I'm so far behind K-Mag right now. I'm just going to avoid the wall. My tyres are absolutely done. No, I'm 7.3 seconds down on K-Mag. I'm doing everything I can to give the Dane the biggest lead possible. And that's sort of now. I've done what I can. I'm going to be boxing out at the end of this lap. It's going to be relief to Daniel Kvyat, who's stuck behind me now for about, what, 18 laps. And I've absolutely ruined any chance. Of course, we're barring a safety car, but we haven't actually seen the safety car at all season. But if there's ever a place you're going to see a safety car, it's at Monaco. And now we're going to strap on a set of super soft tyres now. This is our chance to get all the way back through the order once again, because we're going to lose so much time with how much obstructive driving to Daniel Kvyat we were doing. And there goes one of the toss. I mean, we're back where we started the race. I lost that much time having to play the wingman role for K-Mag. So now we're going to be way down the order, but now I'm on the softest tyres. I'm probably going to be the fastest car on the track. And now it's all about, once again, fighting my way back through the order. And first of all, it's going to be making a move here on Kari in the Toro Rosso. And unfortunately for Kari, he hasn't really featured, no, neither Toro Rosso has actually featured too much in this race. I mean, they've had some inspired qualifying sessions as of late, but hadn't managed to make the points. And now they come through ahead of Alex Albon and the Toyota there of Kobayashi. Kobayashi actually started to drop back a bit now from Albon, because the Red Bull, I mean, it's not working great, but it's still got a better aero than what the Toyota has. Now he's still getting here on the back of Kari in that Toro Rosso Honda. And like a normal circumstance, you probably, if this was a normal points race, you probably wouldn't see too much point in fighting me since we're nowhere near the points. But every point here, every point matters in this race. So this is like Monaco. This is to give that little extra something to fight for. And when we get to USA Short in 2 races time as well, I mean the tracks where it's hard to overtake, just to give that little bit more incentive to go for something. And we've got the DRS though on the Tarossa. We're getting that good speed. Now the engine now to rich mix as well, using all this Ferrari power and going force away on the inside line. Okay, a little bit of wheel banging there, can almost scare the fin out of the corner and make the move stick. On top of that, is exactly what you need to do. I need to be picking off these cars one by one, preferably within the lap that I catch them, if I'm going to make this strategy work. And next up then, it's Lando Norris in the McLaren, who's in a little bit of a no man's land. He's just a little ways off the pack of the cars in front of the 2 Renaults and the 2 Ferraris and that. Now then, into the hairpin. Ourselves, let's not mess up this corner. This is just absolute understeer central around that corner. Now moving further on, we've unsurprisingly managed to catch up to the McLaren, which is on a set of hard tyres as well. And then we're getting there on the back of our fellow Brit Lando Norris, coming now into the last guy. Go for a move, that's line, go from the outside line, going to fake there, and go for a switch by line, get that good traction, go for a move, on this line into the final corner. Norris there backs out of it, hits into the wall though, lot of bit of his front wing. Oh, Norris there, a bit of an experience there from the rookie, this being his first season in the Formula 1 as well. I'm sure was flustered, they wasn't expecting to move, to make that up the inside line with him like that. He should have backed out really as soon as I got up the inside line. There's no way around the final corner you're getting through there too wide. Especially not, I mean, you probably could have got away with it in the 2016 cars before that, but now with these wider ones, because that's effectively an extra like half a metre almost you're trying to fit through that corner. Now to lap 32. We're back onto the back of Hulkenberg once again, and I'm going to the chicane looking for a dive on the inside line of the German, and we just managed to avoid the barrier, and Hulk, across our nose, always hit the back of there, so yeah, the German not appreciating that move too well. And then he's a bit missed as well. But his strategy's been ruined, and Werner has at least managed to hold track position over his teammate, so there's some silver lining in this race. Now we're getting on the back of the French ring and go for a look at the inside line, where Van covers the line. I mean, you've seen what we've done there. I'm going to try to look at the inside line, but we just can't get a move through there. Have to back out, almost pushing the Renault through the final corner. He's going that slow. Now we've got the DRS there, going to make a move, going to make a diving move into turn 1. And if we look at the inside line once again, but Van once again just covers the line a little bit. Through there, there's nothing that we can do to make a move on the Frenchman, but now onto the end of that, they're going to go for a dive on the inside line of the Frenchman. And we force away on the inside line of the 2017 Drivers' Champion, and that was a pretty simple move. And once again, Vern actually not really fighting us too much. Imagine he's getting a bit furious on the radio about that strategy goal. Now we're all over the back there with the Ferrari though. Into turn 1, there's nothing that we can do to make a move, although we get a gun off the corner, and the Ferrari actually slows down a little bit. They're going to try and make side by side, going to wheel banging over the straight into him, more wheel banging with Sebastian Vettel, going to force away on the inside line, and good grip though on the super soft tyres, and we managed to make the move stick. Now Sebastian Vettel being really bogged down out of the corner. I'm not sure he's got some, once again, does Sebastian Vettel have yet another issue, another car issue with that SF90 car? You cannot script the bad look at, and he missed the corner there as well, so yeah, I think he's having some sort of gear selection issue, because you don't run wide through the hairpin like that for no reason. Especially the Ferrari, I mean, it's not the best car this season, but it's got plenty enough downforce to actually get itself through these corners. And now then, this car in front of us is the absolute home favourite, Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. And it feels like his teammate Vettel, he is not featured at all in this Grand Prix. Now, coming up now through the swimming pool corner, one of the best corners really on this track, although I'd find this swimming pool, that chicane there, on these 2 corners here, and then run up into the next corner here, the best place on the track. And they're going for a dive on the inside line, catch Leclerc having a little bit of contact, going to barge away on the inside line of the Monaco, going to take that way into the final corner. And now he's going to barge away through now. Leclerc, once again, has got anything to come back with, he's have to save a bit of fuel, although he's going to turn the engine up now, he's going to come back just now into turn 1, we're going to keep a defensive line. We managed to keep the place there on Leclerc. Now then, next up is the mark of George Russell. Try and make a move on. And Leclerc, though, he's not going to take that line down, but I don't really see any way for Leclerc to come back. He's on slower tyres in a car which seems to be ailing a little bit this weekend. The Ferrari in general doesn't really seem to have a whole load of pace. Then, lap 35, we're still behind our fellow Brit George Russell in the Merc. We're getting a bit all over the place in the dirty air of that Mercedes. Now we get a good run though. I'm going to decide that Russell's going to go for a dive on the inside line. He squeezes us late. You're going to go wide. You're going to force him out wide. Repay the favour before you try to squeeze us out. And now into P10. We're in the points anyway, wherever you finish. Now we can get some good points now. So you can see we've got the purple border. So a bit unsurprisingly, we've got the fastest lap as well of the race so far. To lap 36. Now to the end. Same lap. Going midway through. Now we're all in the back still. Mick Schumacher once again. Can we try and size up a move on the one of the championship contenders for this year, going to hop over the curb and going to go for a dive. Yes, we do. Well, the inside line can squeeze once again up to the wall, and Schumacher's going to try and keep it side by side, but Wisehead does what Norris didn't do and back out on the move. First season at the corner's lost. Now next up, Rio Haryanto, the driver we've had so many issues with, and mainly because he took me out last year at Italy from what would have been the win when he was being lapped. No, this is going to be a sweet move. I need to make a move here on the Indonesian, just purely for pride, if nothing else. Even if I can't get the two cars in front of me, I'll be satisfied getting past Haryanto. It means more points anyway, so it's still worth fighting for. Going now into the 16th section, going to go for a dive, but these are going to go for way back and almost heading to the back over Verstappen. That's how low round breaking the squeeze out of Haryanto. But unfortunately, Shumi couldn't make the most of that opportunity to try and make a move. I think he's just playing safe, accepting where he is. It's not been a good race for him. With the other two championship contenders further up the road, but he's still going to be getting some good points where he is. So now then, on to the final lap of the race. This is, and now we're on board here with Kevin Magnussen in the Alfa Romeo. Our teammate still leading the race. He's had it so easy. Of course, mainly thanks to us helping him get a massive lead. He was just banging in the last as I was just getting slower and slower as my tyres were so worn out. Here's Daniel Kvyat, absolutely nowhere near. So Kvyat, he knows how much Alfa Romeo won this win, how much I was willing to help K-Mag keep this lead. And to be fair to the Danes also, he's kept it out of the barrier. He's got absolutely no damage on that car whatsoever. Although most of it is black, so you won't really see anyway. But Kvyat, though, he's in a much faster car than the Alfa, and he's not caught up. So Kvyat is accepting second place. He's in a good place for the championship, or at least to gain a lot of points anyway. So he's thinking more about the championship than an outright win. Now K-Mag, he gets around the final corner. That's going to be about the run now, then up to the finish line. And Kevin Magnussen wins the Monaco Grand Prix. The Dane, only his second race back, is now the master of Monaco for 2019.
How's that? Love that.
Okay, safe.
Good job, guys.
Safe.
I will.
Wow. Unreal.
And he seems pretty happy with that as well. I can't blame him really. Winning the Monaco Grand Prix in a less than favourable car in only your second race back. That is a great job there. From Kevin Magnussen, finally getting some points now on the board. Not quite maximum points, but it's still a whole load of points there for the Dane. Alfa Romeo, 3 wins in this season. It was just a glorified Sauber, so you got to say credit to Sauber for the car they've produced. And Max Verstappen only in P7. That's disappointing there for the Dutchman. Taking a look at the end results, and K-Mag takes his first ever victory in Formula 1. I think his first podium as well, so what a way to make a first visit to the rostrum at Monaco and at the top step, and he gets the full 25 points for this race. And there you can see the points that everyone will be getting, so it's 20 for second, 18, 17, 16 and so on, all the way down to 1 point for the bottom, still just the 1.4 fastest lap. It's down to Kvyat, accepts second place, with Colin Herta, a fellow rookie, also on the podium for the first time in his F1 career. Didn't quite keep the win, but still a podium in a Haas. That's a brilliant drive from the American. Even more so to hold off Kubica and the Williams, with Hamilton finishing where he started in P5. Bit of a quiet race there for the Brit. Stroll down in P6, so Haas got a major points haul from this race. Verstappen, as we saw, finishes where he started in 7th. With ourselves P8 in the Alfa Romeo, and also taking the points for fastest lap, with Haryanto in 9th, Mick Schumacher down in P10, with Russell in 11th, and Charles Leclerc rounds off the top 12. 13th place doesn't usually get points, but Vettel would be glad that he does this time. He gets 8 through his troubles, ahead then of his former teammate Jean-Eric Vergne, but only just, with Hulkenberg in 15th. Curry, with a good race, gets up into 16th place as leader of the Toro Rosso, is beating Alex Albon, of course, his former teammate from earlier on this season, so that's going to be a bit of a talking point in the end between the Red Bull inter-team family relationship. Norris with a difficult race, only 18th place, again also his first time here at Monaco probably. With Kobayashi down in P19, a nightmare race there for the Japanese driver, and Pierre Gasly absolutely nowhere, must have had some kind of car issue, but still takes a point at least from this race. I think Schumacher's going to be glad that it's a wildcard points race, because with the points everyone got, he still keeps lead of the championship now, but only just. Lewis Hamilton is now only 3 points behind the German, And Daniel Kvyat is back now to within a race win worth of points for either point system. Max Verstappen gets up into P4 ahead of Charles Leclerc, so even despite a pretty poor race for both of them really, Verstappen still comes off better. And we remain in P6, 2 points clear then of George Russell without scoring him in this race. Robert Kubica plays also where he is in 8th place, almost breaking 100 points. Should do that next race probably. The Vettel once again swapping places with Kobayashi. Those two at it every single race, and the Vettel though is had more third places, so that's why he's up into 9th. With Gasly in 11th and Lando Norris still running off the top 12. Albon remains in 13th place, joint on points with Harrington, once again on better result, Albon's in front. And Harrington gets himself ahead of Hulk by 1 point, who's in turn now only 1 point clear of our teammate K-Mag. With our win, she's straight up now into 16th place, 27 points. He's ahead of Colin Herter by 2 points even despite the Americans' podium, and Colin Herter is now 4 points clear of his teammate Lance Stroll. Massive Cheetah down in P19 with 12 points, 1 point clear of Jev, with Kari down in 21st place on 11, with Gio at the bottom on 4. And finally now, moving on to the constructor standings, and Williams so close to breaking the 300 point barrier, 1 point off, 299. And they're 12 points clear now of Mercedes to get themselves up into 2nd place with a good consistent point sold from their drivers. And Toyota, they're a further 12 points back, now in 3rd. Ferrari in P4, but only just now though. Red Bull, if they can keep up this kind of momentum, even with Albon having a bad race, then there definitely might even be a change for 4th place between Red Bull and Ferrari come the end of the season. And Alpha now, we're almost certainly safe ahead of McLaren, but you never know until whilst it's still mathematically possible, you never know what's going to happen. And you get Haas with a brilliant point, so getting themselves back ahead of Renault now, 46 points to 39. Just to compound Renault's miserable season even more, they're back behind Haas now with one crazier result. With Toro also looking at dead last place now in P10. Don't really see them gaining 21 points to get themselves off the bottom. So that's been the Monaco Grand Prix. As Monaco Grand Prix go, that's one's actually been really good. The aspect of night and the wildcard points definitely added to it, I think. So yeah, if you enjoyed this race, then leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you didn't hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Also, if you could give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram, that'd be much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.